it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a great day. Well, I am still crafting for Valentine's Day, but today's project and tutorial is not a Love Notes themed project. It is actually a Valentine's appreciation gift for your child's teacher. I don't have school-aged children anymore, but a lot of you do, and I thought it would be nice just to share a project with you guys that you can take and modify to show appreciation to those teachers who are so underappreciated. So here's what I came up with. It is a notepad, and I decided not to use a lot of Valentine-y themed paper on the outside, but I did use some embellishments so that you know it is representative of Valentine's Day. And then on the inside, what I have here is a chalkboard, and this is actually real chalkboard paper. I found this paper at Michael's probably 5 or 6 years ago, and of course I've been hoarding it, and I thought this would be a great time to pull it out and use some of it. So that's what I did. And what I did here was I cut out a square of it, and then I mounted it to some black cardstock, and then I have some paper that has it's a school themed paper, and it has alphabets on it. So I thought that would be very cute to run it along the bottom of the chalkboard. And then I also used it to decorate the notepad as well. And then I added a little pocket here in the bottom where you could tuck either a gift card or a thank you card, just something to show some appreciation to the teacher. So let's get started on making this. I'm going to set this one to the side. And what we are going to need, we will need some chipboard or cardboard. It's your choice. I'm using chipboard because that's what I have. And we are going to cut it at, we need 2 pieces cut at 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then we have a 1/2 inch strip that's 1/2 by 8 1/4. And what we'll be doing is mounting that to our paper. So I'm going to go ahead and peel up my double-sided tape. Sorry about that, I hit the camera. And then I'm going to take the first piece and put it down, trying to get it straight on the paper. And then I will take my spine piece and I'm going to place it down about a 1/8 inch space between the first piece and this piece. And then I'll take my final piece, remove this tape, and place it down about 1/8 of an inch from the spine piece. And you can use glue on this project as well. I just chose to use my double-sided tape because it is a lot quicker on something like this. So then all I'm going to do is cut off a little bit. And then I will do the normal folding. Oops, I tore the paper, but that'll be okay because it won't show. I'm just going to fold. And I am going to use double-sided tape here because I just want a quick grab so that we aren't spending too much time on this part. we're almost done with the taping part. Let me just smooth that down. And now I'm going to come back in with my scissors and just snip at the edges to kind of miter cut. And now I can lift up my tape and close my fold over my edges. And this really is a fun and nice way just to say thank you to those teachers, because as we all know, they do so much for so little. And they do it because they love children and they love your children. All right, so all I'm doing now is just smoothing over the paper onto the tape. And let me just be careful with this piece that I tore. Don't want to tear it any further. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will take our liner piece, which I'm using this paper. It looks like school paper that's been written all over, and it's the same paper that I used on the interior of the other one. And this paper measures 11 1/8 by 8. And so I'm just going to place it down just to make sure I don't need to take any of it off. And I think I might need to take just a little bit of it off. So I am going to come down here to the bottom, follow that line at the bottom of the paper, use it as my guide for cutting. And just cut it. And then what I'll do is I will take some tape and place it on the spine joints. You never want to use glue there because glue will make it really loose and might cause your paper to bubble. Tear off some of this. All right, so we can now take up this tape. Let's go ahead and take it up, and we were going to use glue on the actual liner piece. So I am going to run some glue along the edges, and I'm running a thick bead of glue because I want to be able to just spread that out once I lay the paper down. So I'm being very generous with the glue. And then I'm just going to come back in and place some glue here on the board. And I will need a paper towel for this because this is going to get just a little bit messy, but that is okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this and just place it down on the board, just trying to get it centered. Then I'm going to wipe just a little bit of this glue off of my hands, get it off of the mat so it won't get on the book. And now I'll come in and just work that glue into the chipboard and the book. And I'm going to pay particular attention to the edges because I definitely do not want those coming up. Okay, so now what I'll do is I am going to start just working down towards the spine and bending it. And where I see the spine might want to come up, I will just put a little bit more pressure on that. Okay, so it looks like we've got the glue all worked in. And the next thing that I want to do is take the chalkboard piece and attach it to the black cardstock. So I am going to do that with glue. And all I'm going to do is just run a bead of glue on this. And then I'll place it down and try to center it on this. So there. And then what I want to do is I have this fun little ABC strip that I cut out, alphabet strip that I cut out, and I simply want to place it along the bottom. So I know that I need to cut out right between the M. And then that'll go on there just like that. And I think I need to take off just a little more. There, so that'll go on like that. And I'm going to use glue to put this down. So I will just put a little glue on the back. And then I'll position it on here. I hope that you guys are liking this project because I do think that it is a very fun one, a very cute one, and a very useful one. So if you do like the project, please hit the like button now. I would really appreciate it. And if you are watching this video and you aren't a subscriber, I would love to have you hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of good projects ahead of us. So what I'll be doing is taking my fake chalkboard and attaching it here with glue. And then I'm just going to flip it over and put it down. I think that looks great. Okay, so we've got our chalkboard down, and the next thing that I want to do is I want to make a little folder for here at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm using the same paper, but I'm going to use the back side of it, and then I'm just going to fold down a little just to give myself a little bit of a border, but I think I'll do it on the other end because then my words won't be upside down. So I'm just adding a decorative border to this paper, and I'm not measuring, I'm simply just going along and eyeballing it. So then I'm going to put that there, but the first thing I need to do is just glue this down. And then to give it a little decorative touch, I want to add 2 mini brads. And I'm going to use the silver ones. And then to attach it, I am going to use my glue gun. So I'll run a bead of glue along the bottom and the 2 sides. And then all I'm going to do is try to line this up and stick it down. And then what I can do is just tuck in a couple of these really cute little Valentine cutouts. So now I want to add my notepad. And I get these notepads from Target, and you get 5 for $2. So it really is a great price. And what I want to do now is to take this and just run it across the top. And I'm just gonna mark it there so I'll know where to cut. And I'm going to come through and cut it out. Let me place it one more time just to make sure I'm close enough, and I am. And I'll use some glue. And then all I'm doing is just positioning this. Usually when I make notepads using these notebooks, I will cover all of this back. So I'll cover this front, the top, and then halfway or a quarter of the way up here. But because the top of this is already black and I'm going for that look, I don't need to do that. So now all I need to do is attach this to the book itself. And the way that I'm doing this is, this is a one and done type project. Otherwise, I would add pockets to be able to flip out and replace the notepad itself. So I'm just lining this up to make sure that it's nice and straight and inside of the book. And it is now. It wasn't before. And then let's fold this over and see what we've got. We've got a very nice and very cute looking book. So, isn't that pretty? I say yes, and I say not only is it pretty, but it is representative of a teacher. So I think any teacher would love to have a book like this. And then what I'm going to put on the front is this cutout that I cut out from my paper pack, and it's one of the cutouts on this sheet, and it says, "You are my favorite." And I am simply going to put that down with glue. So now I think I just want to add just a few stickers, not many, but just a few. So I'll put a heart there. And I'm just going to just kind of add hearts here and there on the book. And there, I think that is very, very cute. And I think that a project like this will definitely bring a smile to your child's teacher's face. So here we've got this one, and we've got this one. And both of them have the same design on the inside, but they're different on the outside. And I think that they are just darling. So I hope that you will give this project a try, and I hope that when you do, you'll have fun with it, because I'm sure if you do it, your child's teacher will absolutely love it. You guys have a great day, and we'll chat later. Bye.